Well, there are not many other YouTubers with gullwings, and I guess we can call you a YouTuber, right? The founding fathers of
sure,
YouTube,
that's
right?
It. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, YouTuber. That's me. Influence.
Welcome to Hoovie's Garage, the dumbest automotive channel in all of YouTube. And it's hard to believe that 25 years ago, my Mercedes journey started with something similar to this, a 1985 Mercedes 500 SL that my grandmother got new and gave to me when I was 16. Now, when the Mercedes Classic Center opened about 20 years ago, I was out here. I had to see it, the old location in Irvine, and was just drooling over the 300 SLs. I never imagined that I would ever own anything close to what you see in here, but it actually happened. So to recap, I found a 300 SL gullwing that was a major project. It had been sitting for over 10 years, but cosmetically was a lot cleaner than I thought. Honestly, I thought it was gonna look more like something like this one over here, this 300 SL Roadster, which, hard to believe, but barn finds still exist like this to this day. Obviously, I had a much nicer car to start with, but it still needed a major wake up here at the Classic Center, and then it was shipped to Utah for a 1,000-mile rally where we did a shakedown cruise after sorting out the fuel system, sorting out the brakes, and then, well, dummy broke the brakes again, leaving the handbrake on and completely melted them. We'll get to that in a little bit with Nate, but it's been here in the Classic Center for another month, and now it is finally done and ready to come back to Kansas. So Nate, the shop manager, had to pull an all-nighter to get my car ready in time for me coming out, and unfortunately he's in here. I don't want to disturb him, but come on in. And this isn't the first time he's done this. Anyway, Nate.
Yeah.
Otto.
What's up?
Hello.
Oh, hey.
I'm really
You're
sorry.
here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Well,
I heard it was a late night.
Yeah, it was a late night.
There was a lot to do after the rally, but
Yeah, and we dillied out a little bit, not getting it done in time. But you know what? It's done.
so is this
We're
your
good.
apartment here?
Yeah. So I always sleep with my blue plaid.
Your summer seats?
Yeah.
I need some of these, actually.
This is we got to do a set of seats for you with that. So.
Well,
And I always sleep on Mercedes-Benz branded pillows. So.
as much as I want to be the little spoon in this with Otto, would you mind? Could we go through the car?
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go.
In a previous life, I was sitting in on tons of staff meetings in stores all over the country, hiring hundreds of employees, and with my hasty, disorganized notes, there was always so much that slipped through the cracks. What I needed is this. It's magnetically attached to my lift right now, but it looks like a platinum credit card, and it's called the Plod, the sponsor of today's video. And this gadget is for leaders or people who want to become leaders. The Plod Note Pro is an AI meeting assistant that can capture in-person meetings and calls with way better technology than your phone, as it has noise-canceling technology and 4 mics that are capable of capturing sound from up to 16 feet away and captures for up to 50 hours. But it's way more than a sound capture tool. The Plod AI will generate a comprehensive set of meeting notes, including transcripts or highlight summaries, insights, follow-ups, and insights that you can share with your team. When you forget what your boss talked about yesterday, just ask Plod. When you need to draft an email or brainstorm a follow-up topic, just ask Plod. Your productivity with Plod increases exponentially, almost like you have a second brain. For fun, I used it recently in a meeting with my mechanic when we were going over a car, and not only did it pick up everything word for word, I could even research the issues with the car further to better understand what was going on. Plot is a safe, secure app dedicated to protecting your data at all costs. They do ask that you use their device responsibly and suggest getting consent before capturing others. For the best investment in productivity, purchase a Plod. That's P-L-A-U-D, link below. You'll be thinking better, generating sparkling ideas, and making decisions wisely. So where we last left off after the rally, it was filthy dirty. The oil cooler had exploded and oil was just everywhere. And I had melted the brakes. It was leaking oil coolant. I think that was it. But transmission. Yep,
yeah,
so it was a mess.
Yeah, but luckily we were able to get through all of the major issues here. So the biggest thing really was like the oil cooler leak and the water leak. It's clean.
Is that the same engine?
It is. It's amazing what a little elbow grease will do. So we had our detailer come by, and he did a full, like, underneath. We power washed everything, cleaned everything. The biggest issue we had was the melted paint on the wheels initially, from a visual perspective.
I did that. So I drove about 20 miles with the parking brake set. I thought it was oil burning off from the oil cooler exploding because I was smelling something weird, and I thought, okay, it's just burning that off. No, it was my brakes that I was cooking.
Yes.
Cooking to, nuclear levels. Yeah.
Well done. You'll never do it again. I guarantee you that.
No.
So you'll always check that parking brake.
I have nightmares about it.
So we had to replace the drums in the rear, and these were brand new. These have 1,000 miles on them, but the last half inch, if you look, is kind of, it doesn't have a lot of heat sink in it. So the heat built up on this last half inch and caused this part of the metal to become really hard. Almost, it's so hard actually that when you try to cut it, it's just chattering the tool. Yeah, I know, it's not good. But luckily we had 2 more in stock, and we swapped them out at your expense. So very painful lesson for Tyler today, but that's how it goes sometimes.
That's how it goes, and painting the wheels again, and then all the brake bits inside were pretty melted.
We had to reline the brake shoes because they actually cracked from the heat, which they've got to get pretty hot for them to be able to do that. So
well, that'll never happen.
That'll never happen again. We're going to put a big sticker on the front glass that says, "Remember your parking brake."
Thank you.
We also were able to track down a correct spare. We got one from a friend of ours in Canada had one, and it's date coded correct for your car. One of the other little things, remember the little switch in the center console that does the standing lights? This one?
Yeah, where it's a little flaky.
Yeah,
yes.
So that one I replaced with another switch. We had a good used one on the shelf.
Awesome.
And then the other thing from a drivability standpoint was we had some water leaks with the water tank. So we found 3 cracks in the water tank, solder joints.
This guy.
That guy. Okay. So that's actually made out of brass, and it's I think it's about 6 different pieces. There's a top lid, a bottom. There's pipes. There's all kinds of stuff that gets all soldered together. And then we took the radiator on the oil cooler out. And the oil cooler, it was basically leaking from where the top tank meets the core. There was a little crack, again, another little crack on that was leaking. Now, the only problem we have right now is the foam is so saturated with oil that every time you close the hood, it kind of squeezes some of it out.
Gives it a little extra shine, you know. It's nice.
It's rust prevention.
There you go. Very nice.
We cleaned that up. And then while we had it over at the radiator shop, we had them clean out the radiator. And it's in good shape. It just needed a good flush. So this is one of the water pipes that was actually in your car. And somebody had hacked the end of it off, which we thought was kind of interesting. But you can see the aluminum is corroding and turning a little bit chalky. This is probably, it's kind of one of the worst ones we've seen in a while. Now, a lot of people say, well, why wouldn't you just put stainless steel ones on there or make ones out of brass? Well, the original ones were aluminum to try to keep the weight down. They used a lot of aluminum on these cars.
Now it looks like a large, expensive crack pipe, I guess.
Well, we don't condone that type of activity, but So this white powder, and this is also a reason why, we always say coolant, generally 5 to 7 years on coolant.
Okay.
And I think this pretty much just had water in it at this point. So cooling system is ready to go for the next round of driving, wherever that might be.
Yeah, fuel system was the other part where I was trying to keep up with the Magic 8 Ball there, and it was over 4,000 RPM.
Yeah. So we took a look at that, and we did have some misfiring going on in the ignition side as well. So we replaced the condenser, replaced the points. We set that back up on our distributor bench, which you saw from the last episode. And so we're going to go after that. And then one of the things I'm going to try to talk you into at a later date, don't have to do it now, but if you want to use this more in the future, is to go to a sport camshaft and we remapped the fuel injection pump to a K4 governor, which is the highest output, and that'd give you about another 30 to 40 horsepower, which would be nice. And I think that would solve a lot of the other fuel problems too.
Yeah, I kind of need to lick my wounds and recover from what I've done so far here.
We can put it on a layaway plan if you're interested. We could
Is that, you do that at the Classic Center?
Yeah, I'll do a layaway plan for you. It'd be great. It's a very easy thing to change out, and it gives you a lot more power that way. And it's all original parts to be able to do it. So that'll come at a later date, but we should be good to drive it some more.
All right.
Take it home.
That's the plan.
Enjoy it.
I really appreciate everything you've done. The Classic Center has just been incredible from start to finish and all of this. And starting with a car that looked nice, but obviously mechanically was just very, very old and tired, and having it go 1,000 miles, and then the next round, all this in a short period of time, it's incredible. And it's because of you. Sleeping in the upholstery shop, so I appreciate it, Nate. Shop.
We have to do that sometimes to get things done. But no, it's been a fun journey for us too. And these things always make us better, and we have a good time doing it. So.
Well, I'm going to take it on another little short journey, not 1,000 miles, but just all over California, and a visit Jay Leno, because he's been cheerleading me on this car from the very beginning.
Yep.
And we're going to pull them up next to each other and just see what he thinks of my, well, I guess not hoopty anymore, 300 SL.
I think you got a good one now, so you're ready to go. Now, I won't be chasing you in the Sprinter, so you're on your own.
Okay.
But you have my number,
so
let me know if you have any problems.
You've blocked me already, haven't you?
No, never.
Hey, thank you so much.
Anytime.
All right, well, let's hit it. Like a trial by combat by getting on the California highways. That is way better. Wow. Yeah. I feel like an idiot with the brakes. A total idiot. And then I'm standing in front of Nate and Mike Coons, who's head of the Classic Center, and I roll it forward a foot with the parking brake on again as I was leaving. Anyway, I will permanently for the rest of my life make sure that parking brake is down to where I don't cook those very, very expensive brake drums. Holy smokes. But I'll say it once, I say it again. This car feels so far ahead of its time as far as the way it feels, the way it accelerates, the way it drives. It does not feel like something from the 1950s. It looks elegant and classy and, definitely a vintage car, but there's really no way to describe it accurately. There's nothing else that I've driven that is like this car. Yeah, everything feels really, really good to me, but I'm curious what another 300 SL owner would think. And there's only really one that I know. He's just right down the road, so let's head to Jay Leno's garage. Now, I could take the highway all the way into Burbank, but I think it's gonna be a lot more fun to get off and go up and over through the Hollywood Hills in my 300 SL gullwing. This is so crazy.
It's telling me that I'm on the move.
Well, there are not many other YouTubers with gullwings, and I guess we can call you a YouTuber, right? The founding fathers of YouTube, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, YouTuber. That's me. Influence. Yeah.
I mean, that's sort of what the young guys know you for nowadays, as far as the guy with all the cars on YouTube.
I guess that's true. And I enjoy it. It's great fun, actually. I was surprised when I heard you got a gullwing. I think it's just great.
Yeah, you're 1955, so you have no issue sitting on it with the paint job. Yeah.
No, I rescued this. It was in the shipping crate in the desert with no engine or transmission. So I bought it, and then I did some investigation, and the guy had the original engine, and he said to me, "Oh, I had it rebuilt in Germany." And I was thinking, "Yeah, okay." So we take the engine, and we go to my dyno here, and it makes like 220 horse or something like that.
Just right out of the box, basically.
Just right out of the box.
Can we take a look?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So, repainted a long time ago, raced in period with the numbers still on there.
This was repaint. There was a hot rodder out here who did all the cars, Junior's House of Color. And when I knew him, he was an older man then. And he did this candy apple red, and a famous racer and upholstery guy named Tony Nancy, he did all the hot rods. He did the interior too, so it has a bit of history. And this has always been a race car, at least since 1960. So it's not pretty in here, but I don't know why somebody polished this up, but they did, but that's okay. It's a part of the history of the car, you know. So.
And I see a few extra little lines going around subtly, because you added air conditioning to yours, huh?
You know, it makes all the difference. You can really enjoy the car. On a 100-degree day, this is not a lot of fun because the windows are either in or out. And I like the look of it, the way it looks now without the bumpers. And it just has, like I say, it's one of the few gullwings you can do this. I mean, you know, driving around with fitted luggage all just seems silly to me.
Well, I wanted a driver myself, and I was not expecting something this nice. I mean, I'd still, maybe I would gently sit on it, maybe.
No, but I think you got a beautiful car.
So, you know, there's a few little pits and rock chips and things to where I don't feel like I have to.
You don't find them like this.
Yeah.
And not at a reasonable, I mean, this would be $1.5 million.
Yeah, probably.
Something like that. I mean, they might have come down a tiny bit, but still very expensive. And look how clean it is under here. It's very nicely done. Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't been full, you know, nut and bolt restoration, but in the 90s they definitely did a good job.
You know, in the interim we've had the DeLorean and other gullwing cars, and you can get your Corolla with the gullwing car.
Right, you can do any kit, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
But this was like a spaceship. I mean, people just went, wow, this is unbelievable. You sit down, you get down in it, and the things, I mean, it was like the greatest thing ever.
Right.
And still is. It's still, even children still go, oh, you know, 9-year-old boys that don't know anything about cars, oh, it looks like a new car to them.
Well, I was 16, and I begged my dad to go to Barrett-Jackson.
But the maturity of a 9-year-old.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, well, still, so actually.
So there you go.
I may be 10 years old now in my maturity, but I went to Barrett-Jackson with my dad after seeing, you know, on Speed Vision the coverage for years, and saw one for the first time, and I was just so blown away. I never thought it'd be possible. So I'm very happy to trade a Bugatti Veyron for it. And
I didn't realize that was the deal. So you traded a Veyron. Well, I think you got the better part of the deal. Just parts and labor on a Veyron. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, the nice thing is this is still a car, and it was worked on in gas stations and service stations all over the world, and you still can. You know, you get spark and you get gas together. I mean, the fuel injection is a little sophisticated because this is the very first fuel injected production car. So, it's just unbelievable. Yeah, it's just fabulous. It's just great. It's just great.
Well, if you have time, I'd love for you to take it around the block with me to see if you notice any things.
Let's give it a shot. I don't know if I'm going to notice.
Compare it?
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
Awesome. Good test driver here. I mean, Sterling Moss isn't around anymore, but I'll take Jay Leno.
He was a great guy. I rode with Sterling a lot. He took me around Laguna Seca in the SLR.
That's
he
crazy.
Was still sharp enough, you know, and he still has the physicality to do it. He was a strong guy, but, you know, those guys, they race for tires and gasoline. You know, nobody made $1 million. I mean, they really were sportsmen. You know, he stopped and got out of his car to save another driver. And
it's great that he survived long enough to be, you know, honored and celebrated so much, because most of those drivers didn't make it and they didn't live very long, you know.
I know. Phil Hill was a good friend of mine, and Phil said there was a while when an F1 driver got killed every week, or at every race almost. There was 10 races, there was 7 fatalities, you know. Do you use this?
Yeah, probably a little bit to start it up, yeah. That should be good. You on the key on?
Yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, that's right. Have you got no linkage in here?
I do have new linkages,
Yeah, I can tell. It's good.
And then there's your transporter.
Yeah, we transport my gullwing on that.
So
but
cool.
It's funny, you know, you never know how good or bad yours is because you've never driven another one.
Right? That's why I was curious.
I realized how far my steering box was out, and I got all that taken care of.
Yeah. Well, feel free to criticize as much as you want.
No, it seems very nice. It seems very good. And this has been through the Classic Center, right? Yeah, they really tightened up the linkage. It's quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, we had some cutting out at the higher RPM, but I think that's solved. You had the same thing. It was like the lambskin diaphragm.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that was a good thing about having a dyno. There's a lambskin diaphragm, and what happened when you're running a car, it's working fine. When you get up the higher revs, the lambskin would separate or be a tear in it, and now you're sucking air. Now you're running lean. Now you're going to burn a piston or hold it. So having that dyno really saved us. But we didn't think anything was wrong because, you know, it only happened at high RPM. Oh yeah, this thing is great. The drive's wonderful. Oh, I think you got the deal of the century in this.
Well, thank you. It's nice to have the Jay Leno post-purchase inspection and seal of approval.
Well, I like when good cars go to good people for fair prices. This way, everybody's happy. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I had a lady call me one time, and she said, "Oh, my husband has a Ferrari. We got married, and I want to sell it. What was it? Aluminum 275.
Oh my God.
Okay. And she says, but I want $375,000 for it, because that's what my husband told me it's worth.
Okay.
So I said to her,
This must have been some time ago.
well, not really.
Yeah.
Because I said to her, he'd been dead a long time, but that's what it was worth when he died.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I said to her, I'll tell you what, I'll give you $375, but it's actually worth closer to $4 million. She goes, oh, it's ridiculous. No problem. I'll tell you what, if you get anything close to $4 million, you have to make me some chocolate chip cookies. So she said, well, that's fair. I said, all right. So we called David Gooding. I think the car went for $375.
Oh, wow.
And she was just stunned because her husband died in like 86, and that's about what it was worth.
Jeez.
You know, and I didn't want to, I screwed this old lady out. You know, it's so horrible.
Right.
You know, I get that all the time. I had this one lady come to me, she says, my husband's a big Porsche guy. He had a Porsche Speedster and he died. She said, I'm at the funeral and they're lowering him into the ground, and the guy goes, excuse me, I know this isn't a good time, but if you want to sell your husband, she goes, I'm burying my husband.
Is that Jerry Seinfeld that's doing that?
That's right. Yeah. But yeah, very funny. But it was like, and she was, I mean, she was pretty funny. She had a sense of humor. She goes, I'm burying my husband, don't you understand? The steering box feels very nice.
Yeah, no more stumbling either, so Nate and the Classic Center did a great job. Yeah.
And you know, the fun part to me of these cars is I can enjoy the tack making its trip all the way around the gate. You know, you get in like the P1 of McLaren. Where am I? Hey, I'm in jail. What happened? You got arrested.
Right,
you want to go
right.
150? What? Yeah. Whereas this thing, you hit 80, you see the tack coming across. You take your time, you shift. And I mean, it's so satisfying.
Yep.
And step 1, 2, when you go different gear. It's just fabulous.
Yeah,
It's nice and strong.
So is your gullwing your favorite Mercedes of the bunch, or do you like the 6.3s better?
Well, I like the 6.3. Yeah, I mean, the gullwing, yeah, because, you know, when I worked at the Mercedes dealer in 70, 69, we took a gullwing in for 55. My boss sold it for 75 and thought that was the biggest profit they ever made on a used car.
7,500?
7,500. It was 5,500.
Jeez.
7,500. It wasn't that long ago. There was still 300,000.
Right. That was when I was at Barrett Jackson as a kid. It was 300 grand, and I thought, you know, one day I can probably swing that. I guess I don't really care about future values that much because this is in game for me. This is what I've always wanted. So
You know, it's really odd because there was a time people just bought stuff because they liked it. They didn't go up in value.
Yeah.
It's only maybe the last 40 or 50 years you buy an old car because you think it'll be an investment. Why don't you buy it because you enjoy it? And if it goes up, well, that's nice.
Yep.
If it doesn't go up, well, you're not selling it anyway, so what do you care? You know?
Right. Says the guy that bought the McLaren F1 brand new.
I know. I didn't buy mine brand new.
Oh, or just a little
I bought
slightly used, right?
I bought mine second hand. I remember they wanted $800,000. I said, that's what they call new. And Harold Dermott said, well, we think they're going to go up. All right. I said, I'll tell you what. I'll call you back in 2 weeks. If you haven't sold it, I'll buy it. I was praying somebody else buys it.
Yeah.
2 weeks go by, I call him up. You still got it? He goes, yes, but someone just expressed interest today, which is the oldest sales. I went,
Right.
No, I'm taking it. Well, Tyler, thank you, my friend.
Thank
Thanks for the
you.
honor of being able to drive this car. It's really terrific.
The shakedown cruise continues, but it's great to have Jay Leno's seal of approval. And
Oh, no, you had it. I wish I had gotten there first, but it's very good.
well, appreciate it. I'm going to head down next to visit Doug DeMuro in San Diego, so
Give Doug my best.
I sure will. One person I really do miss is April. I wish she was with me on this trip, but she had things she needed to do in Kansas. But now it's to the point where everything I see, it just reminds me of her.
Everywhere I look, something reminds me of her.
Well, the plan was to come to Cars and Bids HQ with this guy here and line up our dream cars that we were able to buy. Daddy Doug DeMuro, yeah, that's his face. And a few years ago, he got his Carrera GT, and now I have my ultimate dream car. We were talking on Auto Trader what our dream cars were, and someday if we can ever get them, it'd be amazing. We did it, but yours is not here.
It's not here. It broke. It's fixed. I just haven't had time to pick it up yet. I'm sorry.
After talking about how well he takes care of his cars and how reliable they are, they
That's
never break.
why.
It's his Countach brakes and his Carrera GT brakes.
I take such good care of my cars that they're always in the shop. They're always broken.
So instead of having this great moment together where like, hey, we did it. I mean, I guess it's kind of just whatever.
This is a great moment though because we did do it, and you reminded me those ridiculous videos that we used to shoot in Atlanta, I actually loved shooting them. We sat in a room for like 6 hours with like 20 topics and just knocked out 1 billion videos.
Right.
And it was fun.
Which is sort of what you do a lot nowadays.
But it's never like 20 videos in a day.
And we get it out over 6 months. And like, why are they not changing clothes? And like, it was, because we shot it all in one day.
We never considered that we should have changed clothes. And then the problem was that's the complaints about the 5th video, but there's like 20 more to come that people are still going to make the same complaints.
Right.
But we talked in those videos about how these were our dream cars, the 300 SL.
So what do you think?
I think it's incredible. I think it is unbelievably beautiful and incredibly cool and way cooler than the Carrera GT, if I'm being totally honest. It is so special.
Trading a Bugatti Veyron for it.
Absolutely the right decision. Bugatti Veyrons are impossible to own.
I appreciate it. But instead of bringing your Carrera GT, you invited Crazy Nick.
Crazy Nick.
There he is. We just did the podcast, and he came down in my old SLR. So instead, I'm doing the whole podcast, everything else. I'm just getting tortured the entire time looking at this.
Yeah.
You
miss it?
Well, I'm glad that I got to get the two of them together once, because I was looking forward to this moment.
Because this hasn't been in Kansas. The SL hasn't been.
It has never been in Kansas. I was so excited to have this pair of Mercedes. I'm just ultimate Mercedes, and everything has a number, I guess. And Crazy Nick said yes, crazily, to an SLR that's been on fire. That I owned for 3 years.
It had a minor electrical event.
Now that I don't own it anymore, I can say, oh man, it was on fire. It was terrible.
Damn thing was
ruined.
It was like the Palisades, it was like Malibu.
And before I'd call it an electrical event. But now,
now it's sold, the check cleared.
Right. But
this is the coolest car in the world. You've done a lot of content on it, so I don't need to harp on it if you don't want to, but I just think this is the coolest thing in the world. Seeing it on the street, we drove next to each other in traffic to get here. It was absolutely incredible. It is so beautiful and so perfect. And I know it's a little bit cliche to get a silver one, but that is the color.
Yeah.
And it is the most beautiful car, and it is so cool to see all the details. It is such a special thing.
Well, I do owe you some thanks. You are partially responsible for my rise of YouTube success, riding your coattails for years. So this wouldn't have happened without you.
I don't think
answering
you owe me
a weird
anything.
cold email.
I don't think you owe me anything. I think you're a brilliant mind of our time. That's right. And your brilliance is paid off in the form of a gullwing.
Well, and I'm also sucking up to you because I need to store it for a little bit because I'm going to ship it home.
Is
that
this-
okay? Can I leave it here?
Yeah, we're insured for it. It's no problem. Yeah, no problem. Not a problem at all. No issue.
Wonderful.
No issue.
So next it'll be back to Kansas.
Back to Kansas. You'll be driving this thing in Kansas for the first time.
And it'll feel real. It still doesn't feel real, honestly.
Well, how does it feel?
It's
What's it like? You get in this thing?
it's my ultimate dream car, and it's as good as, yeah.
I was surprised on the road. Not as many people react to it as I expected. What do you agree with that? I figured people. I mean, when I see one, and we do see them occasionally driving around, especially in Newport Beach. You see them here and there. Mm-hmm. I lose it on a level that is like kind of hard. Like, oh my God, this is
Right. But it's kind of the same. I mean, the same with the SLR. The people that know freak out.
Yeah.
And the people that don't think it's an SL, and it's kind of. I mean, yeah. I just don't care about that anymore.
Yeah. I'm just always curious what
Yeah.
the reaction is because it's weird to have a car like Countach. Everybody freaks out, me and normal people. But it's weird that there's something where there's such a disparate. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I would lose it so greatly, and some people it's an old car.
Yeah.
If you don't know, you don't know, I guess. Even though it's the old car.
All right. Well,
Is it everything you've ever dreamed of driving?
It's everything. It's everything, and I don't want to part with it again. But I guess
It'll be back to Hoovie's garage.
assuming, yeah, take care of her. All right.
Yeah, we're not going to move it from here.
Thank you so much for watching.
Hi, I'm Doug DeMuro,
And I'm Tyler of Hoovie's Garage.
and this is Hoovie and Doug Talk About Cars. This is a show that we're doing where we talk about cars.
Right.
Pretty simple. We're doing it in front of a cloak. Today, we're talking about cars that we want to own the most. Cars that we physically want to possess the most.
300 SL, yeah. Oh, you're gonna steal mine again?
300 SL would be really good.
It would be, yes, that would be a great,
Do you believe
experience.
that's the most beautiful car of all time?
I think so, definitely. I'm all in on that. So,
Carrera GT.
yeah, you want to die?
No. We're gonna edit that out. That's not gonna be part of this. Okay. Carrera GT. Carrera GT is the greatest supercar ever made.
Okay.
The last great supercar.
Why?
Because the last stick shift, no stability control. I mean, that was the last serious supercar.
But it's so powerful and still analog that it's super dangerous.
Yeah,
as we've
no,
seen.
I wouldn't drive it that much. I would get a yellow one, which was the best color. There are only 40 in North American yellow. I'd get a yellow one, and I would park it in my house, and I would bring people like you over, and I would say, I have a Carrera GT, and then you'd be like, well, this guy's serious. This guy's legit.
That's what you want to do with cars. You don't actually want to drive.
No, I want to drive every other car, but I'm scared of the Carrera GT.
Yeah, everybody's scared of it. You want to look at it and not use it.
You wouldn't buy the cheapest Bugatti Veyron in the country?
Yeah.
Video.
That is true. That is true. I mean, it just doesn't do much for me, I guess.
Really?
Maybe because it just seems like it's a car that's so unattainable that I'm just like,
You know it's got 1,000 horsepower.
yeah, I know it's got 1,000 horsepower. It also looks like
Like a what?
like it belongs on my 600-pound life. You know, that reality show. It's
That's a cool car.
Doug is properly considering the Park Avenue Ultra.
Ultra. The Ultra.
You're gonna do it again.
Me?
Yeah, no, well, all of us.
Okay. Just do it at the same time.
Hi, I'm Doug DeMuro.
I'm Tyler Hoover of Hoovie's Garage. Today we're going to talk about cars when
Hi,
Doug collects
I'm
himself.
Doug DeMuro.
I'm Hoovie of Hoovie's Garage.